So it's certainly good news that we haven't had social unrest. That was the worry. Not so much a run on the bank, because the capital controls are really tight, but social unrest. So it's very good news that we haven't had social unrest. The problem now is what next? These capital controls are doing two things. They are keeping money in the country, but they're also choking the economy. So we are unfortunately looking at a depression now in Cyprus, and the question is going to become how
really?
Absolutely. If you think companies have working capital stuck, there's going to be very little money coming in. It's not clear what the growth model is. The growth model was based on offshore banking. That is now shrinking. So the question is, what next? How does Cyprus navigate what is likely to be a depression?
Well, even if there is, and as you say, a prediction of a depression in Cyprus, it's a very small country, very small economy. Is there really a threat of a contagion effect throughout the rest of the Eurozone?
It depends what happens next, and that's critical. So first and foremost, look at other small European economies. The Slovenias, the Maltas of the world. You know, there's the sense that they're non-systemic. Yes, they're non-systemic, but if you get a group of them, they could become systemic. So look at what happens.
So the spillover on those countries.
The spillover on the smaller economies, not the large one, the smaller economy. Secondly, what does Cyprus do? Right? Normally, a country in Cyprus's position regains control through the exchange rate. It's the price incentive that changes, right? And what does Cyprus do now that it doesn't have control over the exchange rate? So this thing is going to play out, and I think everybody has to keep a very close eye on it.
Well, I mean, does it then again raise the question about the survival of the euro or not?
It's going to raise a fundamental question, which is, do countries like Germany opt for a smaller, less imperfect union? That's one way. Or do they write bigger checks and more concessional checks? That is a choice that has to be made. So far...
Well, should the EU just write a big check for Cyprus?
Well, that's one solution, and it's not that big.
It's small enough, right?
It's small enough.
Okay.
What they worry about is the signal they give other countries. That's why Cyprus is the experiment, to see whether they can get away with a very strong message, but keep the country within the Eurozone.